Hello, my name is Felicia Ellis, and this presentation is entitled Babysitting. It's not what it used to be. What is babysitting? This term is so outdated that it hardly holds any meaning. During this presentation, you will see that babysitting has gone through several changes over the last 3 decades, and is commonly known today as either child care or daycare. Although it may mean leaving children with a stranger, it is better to leave them with a licensed child care provider than a family member due to changes in the family structure and the availability of family members. Initially, parents needed a babysitter because they had errands to run or social events to attend, and the children were not allowed to go with them. Children were to stay with a babysitter who was either a grandmother, an older sibling, or a neighbor who had little to no training. Parents now use daycare because they work and go to school in addition to those other events that they have to attend, and are going from home longer. Since our economic foundation has weakened, a large amount of our workforce has returned to school for retraining, and also since our America's cost of living has skyrocketed, families now require 2 incomes in order to maintain any type of quality of life. According to an article entitled Educators or Babysitters by Norm Schmasser, he and his team put together a report detailing why women have to return to work soon after having children. And it was because they risk losing their job, which clearly nowadays there aren't many to choose from. Also, single parents have risen significantly over the past years. According to Kathy Poehler, who wrote about the child care scare, it was mentioned that single parents were depicted as being lazy and useless and were driven into the workforce. This has caused the need for daycare to rise. I would also mention that family members are no longer available to care for children for several reasons. Grandparents work well into their 70s and are no longer available to care for children, and also there has been a significant increase in illness with the elderly. They are not physically able to care for children, and due to health issues such as cancers, heart attacks, and other things afflicting them. According to author Susan Murray, there is no one form of child care that is more dominant than the other, but non-parental care for children is certainly the most popular. This is largely because of the added benefit of education and training that has been added to the child care curriculum. Children who attend daycare are better thinkers and have better linguistic skills. They're able to follow directions and get along with others. And also, they usually score higher on tests and do better once they reach grade school level. The government is one of the largest supporters of formal care. According to an article written by Schmasser, formal daycares are more aware of the link between child care and education, better compensation than caregivers in an informal setting. Most have to attain a certification in early childhood development to even be considered for hire in a formal daycare setting. As you can see from this pie graph, with so many mothers joining the workforce, there have been several types of daycare that have come into existence. This is from a report from 1988. This information is brought to you from the National Commission of Working Women of Wider Opportunities for Women. As you can see, relatives have a large portion of our daycares, which is 41%. We also have child care centers at 23%. There are non-relatives who stay in the child's home, which totals 6%. There are children who go to with their mother to work, so the mother's workplace provides daycare, which totals 8%. And non-relatives who take care of children in their home is 22%. Although relatives share a large portion, combined altogether, these formal daycares make up almost 60% of our child care. And as you can see, over the years, formal child care has significantly risen over our informal child care. The visual aid shows the rise of popularity of formal child care. Again, even though it may mean leaving children with a stranger, it is better to leave them with a licensed child care provider so that they can enjoy the benefits of a structured learning environment. And due to family structure and the availability of family members, it is considered the next best thing to enter a child into a high-quality, well-manned child care center so that they have a program that is ready to teach the child. Are there any questions?
What are some of the disadvantages of a child going to grandmother's house instead of daycare?
Well, they don't receive the same educational skills and basic fundamentals as children who do attend daycare. They get used to a program that is inconsistent, which makes it harder for them once they attend school because they're not able to follow directions, get along with others, and then sometimes they're less independent.
What part does the government have in the growth of daycare?
Well, the government is one of the largest supporters of formal daycare. They provide financial compensation for the single parents so that they can afford daycare. And because they do this, they have pushed for the growth of many centers so that more single parents are taking their children to daycare. Any other questions? Thank you.